Hey, welcome back everyone. Today's Veterans Day in the year 2025. And here at Patriot Knife and Tool, I want to give a special thank you on this Veterans Day. And this year, as we celebrate Veterans Day, it's kind of even more special. Because a couple days ago we celebrated the 250th anniversary of the Marine Corps. That's pretty cool. And I want to take the time right now to thank all of you veterans for your sacrifice and service to the country and for freedom. May God bless you and your families, and appreciate from the bottom of my heart here at Patriot Knife and Tool. All right. Yeah, I really do appreciate you veterans out there. I work with a lot of veterans in my career in law enforcement for 20 years. A lot of them were Vietnam vets. And I know so many vets. A lot of them are family members. And I really appreciate it. I've got an uncle that's 85 who's a Marine. And I know a lot of you folks that are watching this are probably vets. Really appreciate your service and your sacrifice for freedom. So this is just a real quick share here. This is that old busted, beat up knife that I pulled out of a little tray of old broken knives. And I'm going to, because it's Veterans Day and I just finished this up, I decided to call this the Old Soldier. Because I saved this old knife, folks. This old knife is at least 100 years old. I think it might be from the teens. And we're going to take a look at it. I really, when I saw this for $2, and I thought, you know what? I want to take this knife and give it a little love and bring it back. And that's what I did. And I'll share with you the kind of the way I went around with this one. And hanging off of this military stirrup is my grandfather's dog tags from World War II, and the wife's grandfather's dog tags also. So he was an Army engineer. So let's take a look at what I did. This is the Old Soldier. I just finished this about an hour ago. And with Veterans Day was thinking, I'm going to name this old battle-worn pocket knife the Old Soldier. So if you go back to my prior video, I just quickly showed this knife, and it was when it was before I did anything to it. So it had a big chip out of here, and the back, most of the back was gone. And this was the remaining part of the back. But it had, the blades were fairly worn, but still in decent enough shape to save it. And I was really thinking about just putting new scales on it. But I decided to keep as much of this old knife as I could, this Old Soldier. So what I did was, I have some pieces of leftover ivory. Got on my bandsaw and cut them out. Worked them on the little belt sander and a little hand filing. And they're epoxied on. They're not going anywhere. They're epoxied on, and this was a piece of ivory that was just kind of cool. Had some old cracks in it and stuff. Here's another piece. And so that's how I decided to do it. I wanted this thing to leave as much of the old character of the knife as I could, and just get it back. Just to get this thing back to where I could carry it and use it. And that's what I ended up doing. I've done this a few times. I toyed with putting new scales all together, but the blades, if the blades were more full, I probably would have. But so I'm really happy that I went the route that I did. But this old knife, the really good strong springs, good snap. Yeah. Brantford Cutlery, USA. This knife probably is from the teens to the early 20s. So it's well over 100 years old. The old soldier. So how I approach this is, before I even started, you have to really clean the metal parts of the liners before you can epoxy anything on. Now you can use super glue, but on something like this, I prefer epoxy. It's a little more tricky, takes more time, but it creates a solid knife. So after I cleaned the whole thing up and washed it all down with alcohol and everything, then I took medium grade industrial super glue, and I just saturated the existing bone here. Really saturated it a couple times. Get it down in there and stabilize it. And then I did my work with the ivory pieces and got them epoxied on. Then I did do a little small bit of super glue fill, very little, just a little tiny bit. And then from there on, it was get it on the belt sander. I've got a 1-inch and then I've got a 2-inch, and then a lot of hand work to clean it all up. At the old soldier, man, I love this thing. So on this Veterans Day, again, I want to thank all you veterans out there. I love this knife, man. I'm really glad I kind of left the battle scars on it. I think it was kind of appropriate. I really think this is a cool knife. I'm going to be carrying this pup, folks. Brantford Cutlery was a smaller hardware chain, and I believe their knives were made from like 1911 to 1930. Some of the knives might have been imported from Germany, maybe. Some were definitely made here. This is an old pattern. This is a equal end jack, which is kind of an unusual old pattern. I dig it, man. All right, folks. Thanks again, all you veterans. If you're watching this, I really appreciate it. Everybody have a great Veterans Day evening. God bless.